So we just bought the 4020, the one we were looking at the other day, and just paid Herb. Herb is the same guy that Grant bought the 9560 from, the combine. So that would have been almost probably 2 years ago now that he bought that. And so he was selling this 4020. It hadn't been ran much for the past, 3 years. At one point he moved snow with it. So the next 2 weeks I want to just kind of service it, get familiar with it, get fluids changed, just basic stuff. And then it might have overheated in the past at one point. So figure that out. Right now it's at the Mann Family Farms, and so I was gonna have them kind of help me too and figure things out because they know a lot more about this stuff than I do. And Derek is an actual, mechanic, so that's super nice. I bought a farm close by here, close to where we actually live. It's about 80 miles north of where Grant's farming right now, and so that's why I'm buying this. Is I can fit it on a trailer, I can pull a small disc with it and get this ground ready for the spring right away instead of having Grant drive 80 miles to go do these, kind of 40, 50 acres that I'll be disking. Devin's over there from Mann Family Farms YouTube channel, one of the brothers.
Sometimes I wish we could go back farming like this, small tractors, small implements. Now we have all these big rigs you got to take care of. It's almost too much. It'd be nice to go back to something simple.
All right, so we got a new seat. We're gonna do the J&M like 3-step thing because Grant's getting old and we don't want him to slip and fall. Derek here is going to be helping us. He's actually a John Deere mechanic, so he'll be walking us through everything. Yeah. So he already drained the coolant, hydraulic, and oil, and then we're going to go through, add it all up. The coolant was had some like sediment, kind of like rustier looking coolant. So this Herb, the previous owner, thought it overheated at one point, so we're just kind of going through things and draining there. We're going to do new batteries. There's the seat. Also got a light kit for it, LED light kit, so that'll be a upgrade. Looks like all the power is getting to the lights too, so that would be nice if it's kind of more of a plug and play, but I'm sure.
These two work, right?
Yeah, this one works too. They all work, yeah. That starter switch was like corroded and sticking, so I think you'd start it and then the button would stick and it would be like probably holding the key.
Yeah, this has got threads on it, and threads on, and there's a jam nut on the backside, and it's a lot cleaner and
good deal. The tractor was built in 1966. It's got 7,500 hours on it. It sounds like the clutch was rebuilt maybe a couple decades ago. Right now the hydraulic couplers on the back are leaking, and that's why it's all dirty back there. It's got the synchro transmission, not the power shift, and then maybe down the road I'll get a canopy for it. But so far, enjoy the tractor. Paid $8,500 for it.
I'd have been stuck. I wouldn't have thought of that.
All right, so the 4020 is done, and now we're gonna go pick up a disc with it. I just bought a disc like 5 miles away from here, and we are 30 miles east of my farm. And so jump in the 4020, go hook up to the disc, then I'm gonna have Josie drive behind in hazards with the pickup, and then we'll take the disc and the tractor to the farm before the sun sets. So all the lights work. The only concern we have is that we don't know if it overheats, because the previous owner said it might overheat.
Shoot, that's an easy fix.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
This hose right here. Blew on the engine block heater, which you can see right there. Look at that. That hole right there. So what's ironic about this, Spencer, is my buddy lives about a mile up through the hillside there.
Yep.
And he actually called me. He says, what are you doing driving a 4020? Well, if you have any trouble and you need my trailer, I'm just getting it unloaded. So thanks for jinxing us, Kenny.
So this is Dwayne, the honey badger, the dad of all the boys, Devin, Derek, and Decker. So he's gonna show us, these had what, adapters on them?
These had, well, we had these, they had these on here. But he must have had a farther hydraulics set up. They're way too long. We don't need those. So we're gonna put John Deere tips on here, which Josie, our lovely assistant, is holding here. We're gonna put these on here because these are John Deere tips. These are ISO tips, so.
This is old school, new school. This is old school, this is new school.
Yeah. So we're putting old school back on because this is old school tractor.
Yep. This is where it's gonna sit for at least a day or two. Tomorrow's Easter. And then, so we're gonna replace that hose on the other side on the block heater. Probably replace this one too while we're at it. Obviously top off the coolant and see if we're good from there. So we were 5 miles into the drive. It was 5 miles from Man's place to get the disc. And then we're about a little over 25 miles away from the farm. So at least we know, got one thing fixed. Well, figured out one thing that's wrong with it. So this is the disc. It's 14 foot wide. It's a John Deere, and both tires hold air. The hoses look fine. So this is what I'm gonna use to tilt the ground. All right, we fixed the hose and topped it off with coolant. So we'll see if there's any leaks. All right, we got it hooked up, hydraulics connected, raised up as far as it'll go. Then we replaced 2 hoses. Like this guy on the steering, down to here. And this is the one that broke. That's the hose that broke, so we'll see if it overheats. Everything's going good. This hydraulic remote doesn't work, and this hose pops out, but everything looks good. All right, we're pulling in, we made it. Skid steer's here, and the excavator's back there. This is the farm. hose is too short and it breaks, or it pulls out of the remote when we turn too sharp. So that disc isn't doing as good as I would want it to, but I paid 800 bucks for it, bought it literally last minute, just 5 miles away from where we were working on the tractor, so that worked out good. But we're gonna burn this grass and stuff, and a big heavy disc, that folding disc, I would have just kept it folded up and have a bunch of weight on it, sold, and so I didn't buy that. But I'm thinking, Grant's got a bunch of John Deere weights, the slabs, front weights for his tractor that he doesn't use, so I'll just put it on that. And try and weigh that disc down as much as we can and just go up, make a bunch of passes. Thank you to Derek and the Mans for helping getting the tractor ready. Really appreciate it. I will have their channel linked below. They make awesome videos there. And then the next video, I'll be overviewing this farm that we're on here. And I used the beginning farmer loan to purchase it. So if that's something you'd find really helpful and useful, hopefully I'll have good information there on all the things I learned when going through the beginning farmer loan process.